you?
You look doing? Oh, you look gorgeous. Oh my God. So congrats on directing the 100th episode. You've done this previously, 100th episode for Switch Up Earth, which is another show I adore. So because it's a drama versus comedy, what's the difference of directing that drama and then directing this comedy?
Well, yeah, I was lucky enough to direct the 100th episode of Switch to Birth, which is a show I did, and now this one. And comedy and drama are different but in some ways they're the same. Like, there was comedy in Switch to Birth, and there's also drama in this 100th episode. It's very sweet. It's kind of about how you stay together when you live apart, and young love and all of that. There's a lot of that in this Goldbergs, and I find that they complement each other really.
Well, what can we expect from the 100th episode? We know it's a Star Trek versus Star Wars episode. So what can we expect from that, and what side are you on?
Well, yeah, it's Star Trek versus Star Wars, and it takes place during Halloween. I love Halloween. And, yeah, I'm 100% a Star Trek fan. If I have to decide, it's definitely Star Trek in all its incarnations. I mean, live long and prosper.
Well, the series does explore the relationships. So we did get to see a hint that, Lainey will be back. And then we saw a hint of Barry's costume as Officer and the Gentleman. Can you tell us where you got those ideas and how you're going to play Officer and the Gentleman into this episode?
I was just lucky enough to get the script and get this song. So, they spend so much money on the music here, and it's super exciting. And, so we just, there's a lot of great Halloween costumes. One that might remind you of me, that certain people over there might be wearing. And there's a lot of different, Halloween is always so fun, because you have such an opportunity to lampoon and emulate things that you like. So they did a really great job in making the costumes, and it's super exciting.
Well, since we're going to see a hint of Back to the Future in the episode, I don't want to spoil it, but we're going to see a little bit of that. Did you have any input regarding that?
Well, I think it was more like they were just making a joke with me. It wasn't in the original script, so then they just kind of decided they need a costume, so maybe they should wear a Back to the Future costume. And I was like, yeah, why not?
Well, the series is hilarious. It's been about the 80s, and it featured one of your movies, Howard the Duck. What was your reaction when you first heard about that or saw that?
I love Howard the Duck. I love any mention of Howard the Duck. I think it's great, and I was honored, honestly.
Okay, well, and for the episode, it's gonna have like all different couples. Can you tell us more about the dynamics of the couples in this episode?
Well, I think the writing is always so good. It explores a kind of a through theme of how you stay together, if you should stay together, how hard it is to stay together. So I think there's four couples that explore that during this episode.
And then, do you have any Halloween plans for yourself?
I'm going to be traveling, sadly. I'm going to miss cool parties. Catherine McPhee invited me to her party, and I can't go.
Congratulations on the 100th episode. It's awesome, and congrats on everything. And I'm a huge Trekkie, too, so awesome to meet you, and a huge fan.
It's awesome to meet you.